Hello, my name's Terry Holmes. I'm an assistant professor here at Gannon University. I'd like to introduce you to myself as well as the program here. In terms of my background, I have an undergraduate in accounting, master's, MBA in accounting and finance specialization, as well as I'm inactive as a certified internal auditor, and I'm licensed as an attorney in both Ohio and Michigan. In terms of my work experience, I was a plant accountant at the University of Toledo, and during that time I monitored about $200 million of construction. Also, as an attorney, I've handled over 6,000 legal cases, and about 2,000 of it was real estate. There were over 1,000 people's deaths, which would be probate law. But also in probate law, I did international domestic adoptions, guardianships, name changes, estate planning, and estate litigation, which would be known as probate litigation. Also, I've done different business litigation, business formation, and the gamut goes on. I've set precedent in both guardianships as well as power of attorneys for the Sixth Circuit. And also in terms of work experience, I previously was a special agent with the Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation Division. That would have been what was set up by Elliot Ness, and you would have probably heard of Al Capone. Yes, we were the armed ones. During that time, I was attached with Secret Service and guarded President Reagan during my stint. So that's just some flavor, of course, beyond other different work background. But let's now transition into what takes place here at Gannon. And I'd also advise you to, when you come here, to talk with the other faculty, because you'd be floored at some of their background and work experience. So in terms of the educational process and classes, one example of what I teach would end up being we mentioned about the law, Legal Environment Business, which is required for all business students to take. That's one of the courses that I teach. In that course, I'll commonly use things like maybe 17-minute video clips of The Hobbit. And that's to teach contract law. And this has to do with, dwarves getting intoxicated, threaten things done by wizards and all that, just to make it, rather than just listen to me the whole time. And then on top of that, you'll also learn to do a demand letter, a complaint, an answer, counterclaim, discovery, and even do a pretend trial. So we try and actually really have you understand the system, not just memorize 3 days after the test, you forgot it all. We want you to keep building with your knowledge. On top of that, we also have taxation is one of the other courses that I teach. I know you're already thinking that's a fun one, but with this, we have VITA, which is Volunteer Income Taxpayer Assistance, where we actually do tax returns for the public as well as people here. And in doing that, it's on behalf of the United Way, as well as that's on behalf of the Internal Revenue Service. All the students there get advanced certified, and everyone has always passed it. So that goes on your resume. Also, by doing the tax preparation, that's community service. That also goes on your resume, which probably leads to another important thing. While you're here as a student, you commonly get internships. Currently, there's 7 people actively at just one CPA firm in town, and there's others that are asking and are working at, and also out of town. And on top of that, they're getting constantly employed. We always are getting requests for our students. They want them as interns and active employees. Then on top of that, we also have the accounting that I'll teach, which would be accounting principles. And in this, I like to do a flipped classroom. So what that means, or an inverse classroom, instead of the normal podium lecture teaching, I'll make some things you can watch on iPod or what, 5 to 15-minute videos, and then you'll have a quiz normally once a week or so, as well as a project, which is a group project. And I give different check answers, and you feel free to ask me as well as your fellow student. It's active group learning, because we don't, again, want you to just memorize for a test and then forget it. It's to learn and build. And then on top of that, I have different research areas that I focus in. Those would be along teaching effectiveness, tax, law, and accounting. Again, thank you, and hope to see you soon.